afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Tuesday. Feeling better?
Yeah, I just needed a little extra day on the weekend.
And we could accommodate you.
I appreciate Brady helping out yesterday, so thanks to him for that.
Busy show today. Let's get right to it. Topping our news, masks are off in airports and airplanes around the country. So how does the average Madisonian feel about that?
Today, the state of Wisconsin unveiled its first ever clean energy plan. News 3's Will Keneally spoke to Governor Evers about the significance.
And see how the Madison Police Department is making a visual pitch to raise awareness for autism. Let's take a look outside. Not a bad day once the sun came out.
No, the sun makes such a difference. Still a little on the cool side, but it's going to get warmer from
and
here.
The warming trend continues. Dana is in the backyard. We are counting each temperature day by day.
We are. We're adding on a few more degrees each day, and every little bit at this point helps. Of course, this afternoon we've had sunshine and a low breeze, so that also helps. Temperatures about 10 degrees below average, but a lot of us coming in today without coats on. I'm going to be honest, it's pretty nice outside right now. Dew points in the low 20s, so that's dry air. Partly sunny skies currently with temperatures in the upper 40s. As we look at our visible cloud track, notice southern Wisconsin has been pretty sunny throughout the day, but that cloud coverage off to the west building in here soon. That has some rain chances well off to the west for us. Things will stay dry overnight, but as we look ahead to Wednesday, it does look like we'll have some more shower chances creeping back into the area. We're close to 50 right now compared to this time yesterday. It is about a 14-degree temperature jump for Monroe and Janesville. So again, significantly more comfortable outside. Not quite as cool for us. Temperatures staying in the 40s for the next few hours. Will drop down only to the upper 30s tonight around midnight, with temps generally starting to warm back up as we get closer to daybreak tomorrow in front of that next rain event. As far as traffic is concerned right now, a lot of green for us. A little slow eastbound along the Beltline, but westbound looks pretty smooth right now. North and southbound for the interstate through Rock County and Dane County, no delays, and downtown Janesville looks pretty good for us right now. From the Beltline to Janesville, 25 minutes, 16 minutes from Middleton to Sauk City, and we're sitting pretty close to average for that drive from downtown to some Prairie. Again, you're going to need the shades for the commute today, but probably the windshield wiper blades tomorrow. We'll look at that rain chance in just a few.
We'll see you then, Dana. Thank you. For the first time in a long time, travelers can leave masks off of their packing list.
This after a federal court decision struck down a requirement that people wear masks while traveling on public transit.
Brady Mallory joins us now with what this means for you when you're on a plane or on a bus. Brady?
Well, essentially it means it's up to you. The city of Madison is confirming masks will no longer be required on the city's metro buses. As for the airports, TSA says it's no longer going to enforce its security directives and emergency amendment that required mask wearing on public transportation and transportation hubs. The CDC still recommends wearing a mask, though. Tom Pistol and his son are visiting from California, and he says losing the federal mandate is good news, but he is still choosing to wear his mask while traveling.
Every individual still has to take the right precautions for themselves. It's nice to not know that we don't have a federal mandate, but I think people should still choose and make the right decision for themselves. So I'll keep wearing a mask in the time being.
The city of Madison says masks are now optional on the metro buses, but the staff is still working on removing signage about the requirement on buses, bus stations, transfer points, and other locations, but that'll take some time. The city says Metro greatly appreciates all of its riders' cooperation during the extended time this mandate was in place.
Brady, thank you. Moderna says its first bivalent COVID-19 booster shot candidate is showing promise. Bivalent vaccines stimulate an immune response against 2 different antigens. Officials say the vaccine is comprised of the current vaccine with new updates that are based on the beta variant. The company says the vaccine induced greater antibody response against Omicron and other versions of the virus in comparison to the original booster shot. A study from Moderna's scientists say the new vaccine is comparable to the current vaccine available now, but the findings has not yet been peer-reviewed. Moderna also says a separate bivalent booster candidate, this one with the Omicron-specific vaccine, is likely to come out first, possibly later this year. Governor Tony Evers rolled out a clean energy plan this afternoon, the culmination of 2 years of input from stakeholders that outlines a plan to booster renewable energy.
Political reporter Will Keneally sat down with the governor exclusively today to talk more about his plan. Will?
So the governor's plan would push for more energy-efficient buildings and more jobs in clean energy. The plan would also provide for Wisconsin being essentially carbon-free by 2050. With environmental policy unfolding on such a long timescale, I asked the governor what short-term impact he believes his plan will have.
These things that are in there, the kind of the main things, making sure that we're expanding solar in the state of Wisconsin and other non-renewables or renewables, that's happening now.
The governor spoke during a tour of Madison's fleet facility, which was built to reduce energy consumption. Evers' plan would change building codes to push for energy-saving construction. This also includes updating insulation standards as well as switching heating to electricity. We'll delve more into that plan in our sit-down with the governor next at 5.
We will see you at 5, Will. Thank you. The Madison Police Department is doing its part to raise awareness of autism. The department unveiled its Autism Awareness Squad Car, decorated with multicolored puzzle pieces. The puzzle piece is a symbol for autism that is supposed to represent the unknowns. April is National Autism Awareness Month.
Anything we can get out there to bring awareness, support those families, I'm just fully on board with, and I think we can't do enough for them.
The vehicle is the third of its kind in the state, following in the footsteps of the Grant County Sheriffs and the Pewaukee Police Department. The puzzle pieces will be a permanent addition to the squad car.
A Madison woman closed down her new home thanks to the help of a new program for first-time home buyers. Own It is a grant program that will allow area families to receive a $15,000 grant to purchase their first-time home. Families receiving the grant are among the first to complete a weather building and home ownership courses offered at One City schools. After completing both courses, those ready to search for and purchase a home can apply for the grant. Grant recipients then have 9 months to purchase an owner-occupied single-family home, condo, or duplex.
The invaluable part to me was those community connections. Every course we had different people from the community coming in to talk to us, and that's how I found my lender, that's how I found my realtor, and I honestly wouldn't have known where to start in the process without those connections.
Own It says its mission is to guide Black and brown families toward home ownership and financial freedom. The program is currently in its pilot phase and is exclusively for families with children enrolled at One City School, its staff, and school alumni.
A judge has ordered a competency exam for the man charged with setting fire to his cabin in the city's East Side tiny home encampment. Jeffrey Jelinski appeared in Dane County Court today for a preliminary hearing tied to allegations that he burned his cabin down after he found out encampment staff planned to temporarily ban him from the site in late March. The 37-year-old is facing 1 count of arson and 2 counts of battery or threat to a judge, prosecutor, or law enforcement officer.
The 19-year-old found carrying handcuffs and ammunition while sitting in a car outside a female acquaintance's home 2 weeks ago appeared in court this afternoon. Gabriel Savage is charged with 1 count of attempted kidnapping and 1 count of stalking after he was found asleep behind the wheel outside of the woman's home, dressed in all black with approximately 180 rounds of ammunition. Today, the court bound the case over and his bail was continued.
Madison police are investigating after reports of gunshots on the city's far east side. Officers were called to the 5,000 block of Piccadilly Drive around 9:45 last night after residents reported hearing 5 or 6 shots. No shell casings were found, and there were no signs of property damage. No injuries were reported.
The Pentagon estimates Russia has sent 11 more battalion tactical groups into eastern Ukraine, which equals about 11,000 additional soldiers.
This comes as the Kremlin confirms it has started a spring offensive to capture control of eastern Ukraine.
Natalie Brand has the latest.
The next phase of Russia's war on Ukraine is underway as Russia began assaulting the east early Tuesday with more than 1,200 missile and rocket strikes.
Now the war has changed because now the Russians have prioritized the Donbas area, and that's a whole different level of fighting, a whole different type of fighting.
Defense officials believe the larger ground battle is still to come.
The intense concentration of forces and firepower makes this battle inevitably more violent, bloody, and destructive.
Russia's goal is to capture the Donbas region, where fighting has been underway for 8 years, as well as the besieged city of Mariupol. Ukrainian fighters have been pushed back to a steel factory in the port city, Russia says it will enact a ceasefire to allow the soldiers to leave, but the Ukrainians are still fighting. The latest round of U.S. defense assistance for Ukraine, including the howitzer artillery, has already begun to arrive in the region, with training for Ukrainian forces expected in the coming days.
Will you be sending more artillery to Ukraine?
Yes. President Biden spoke with allies Tuesday morning about next steps, including continued security assistance.
Das Leid der Ukraine.
Following the call, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz announced his country will send a new round of support to Ukraine, including anti-tank weapons. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
And drone footage taken today shows at least a dozen destroyed Russian tanks and armored vehicles in a junkyard in Busha. Although the destroyed tanks were once common sights scattered across the streets of Busha, the authorities are cleaning up and piling up destroyed military vehicles in an area, along with severely damaged cars and vans bearing dozens of bullet holes. Russian forces are accused of killing many civilians there, although the Kremlin has denied this and says the incident was staged.
The Midwest Horse Fair returns to the Alliant Energy Center for the first time since 2019 this weekend, and with it will come a lot of traffic. The Dane County Sheriff's Office warns drivers to expect significant delays along the Beltline, John Nolan Drive, and Rimrock Road between 6 a.m. and noon on Friday and Saturday. Spectators and exhibitors will be heading to the Alliant Energy Center during the peak of the morning commute, and officials expect heavy traffic on the Beltline in both directions. Drivers are asked to avoid the Beltline near the Park Street, Rimrock Road, and John Nolan Drive exits on Friday.
Advice taken. It wasn't always so, but women's athletes on the UW campus are thriving thanks in part to Kit Saunders-Nordine.
Madison author and Madison Magazine contributor Doug Moe chronicles her journey in a new book, The Right Thing to Do. We'll talk with Doug when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Entresto is the #1 heart failure brand prescribed by cardiologists and has helped over 1 million people. It was proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto.
Enough! This doom and gloom ends now.
It's time for a brighter view. Let the sun shine in with 2-for-1 windows from Feldco. Plus, no interest until 2023.
2-for-1 windows from Feldco end soon. Hurry. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
As of 2022, TSR Concrete Coatings has coated nearly 11 million square feet of concrete, and we've completed over 15,000 jobs. If we haven't met yet, I'm Joey with TSR Concrete Coatings, and here we transform your old, cracked garage floor from this to this in just one day. We don't just coat over your old concrete. We grind it down, apply our base coat and chip, and then seal it with our own proprietary sealant that will never chip or peel. And our floors are ridiculously easy to clean. All of our coatings are covered by our exclusive lifetime warranty, and we have our own in-house team ready to answer any questions you may have before and after your install. To learn more or get your new floor, visit the website or call us at the number shown below today.
One day floor.
In the military, we call it dereliction of duty. Ron Johnson is supposed to serve Wisconsin. Instead, he served himself. An investigation found Ron Johnson pushed through a special tax loophole that benefited his own family's business. Then he cashed out of the company for $5 million. Ron Johnson has doubled his wealth since taking office. That's a dereliction of duty. Tell Ron Johnson to stop passing tax laws that benefit himself.
Hello, spring. Hello, savings. Now at the Century House.
Save hundreds with a free leather upgrade. Or get $300 off stressless Mike and Max motorized recliners with a soft rocking motion that provides instant comfort. And $300 off the new 50th anniversary retro stressless Royal recliner, available with the iconic stressless original base. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
Welcome back. The first all-private mission to the International Space Station is scheduled to wrap up the last leg of its historic journey this week.
The 12-day mission, dubbed AX-1, was backed by Axiom Space, a Texas-based startup that takes flights to the space station. The four-person crew scheduled to leave the ISS tonight at 9 p.m. They've been at the station for the past few days, where they were welcomed by the professional astronauts who are already on hand. This doesn't mark the first time non-astronauts were on the International Space Station, but this mission is the first time a crew didn't include at least one active member of a government astronaut corps.
It looks like we could be seeing a dip in natural gas prices soon. Today, natural gas futures fell sharply from their highest levels in 13 years. The commodity tumbled 10% after 5 straight days of gains. Investors have seen a spike in natural gas futures due in part to a rare April nor'easter hitting the Northeast. But now traders are looking to warmer weather that could lower demand for home heating. Natural gas is still the most popular way to heat homes in the U.S.
Some favorable earnings reports sent stocks higher. The Dow Industrials added nearly 500 points ending the day at 34,911. The NASDAQ up over 2%, gaining 287 points. The S&P 500 was up 70. The University of Wisconsin is certainly dominated today by female athletes, but that wasn't always the case.
No, the passage of Title IX in 1972, 50 years ago now, opened the doors, and Kit Saunders-Nordine led the way. She was the first director of women's athletics in UW history.
Her incredible story and legacy is the subject of a new book by columnist Doug Moe. It's called The Right Thing to Do, Kit Saunders-Nordine and the Rise of Women's Intercollegiate Athletics at Wisconsin and Beyond. And Doug joins us again.
Doug,
welcome.
Great to see
it's been
you.
a couple of years, I think, since you've been here in person.
Great to see you guys.
Congratulations.
Still typing.
Congratulations on the book. I think for female athletes on campus today, if you told them what it was like prior to 1972, I don't think they'd believe you.
Well, it's funny because some of the athletes from that era that I interviewed now have daughters who are athletes, and they tell them, you know, we had to trade uniforms because between volleyball and basketball, we didn't have, you know, funds for our own uniforms, and the daughters say, you got to be kidding me.
Right.
I mean, you know, that can't be, but it was.
Well, it's a little piece of history that you might be surprised to hear. The Big Ten has only recognized women's athletics since 1981. So did she realize what she was doing was historic, or was it, as your title suggests, just the right thing to do?
No, they knew what they were up against, Susan. When she came here, participation was encouraged by the Phi Ed department for women, but competition was actively discouraged. There was this feeling that for some reason you couldn't possibly have both, you know. And so I remember talking to athletes who played basketball, had a team come up from Illinois, just an intramural type game, and they got yelled at. It was Lathrop Hall on campus. You played a game? You know, so they were really up against it back then. Title IX in 1972 was a big deal. It meant funding had to be equal, or was supposed to be, but it wasn't a panacea, because 7 years later, 1979, the UW women's crew team famously disrobed outside Elroy Hirsch's office because they still, or they changed clothes, I should say. They still didn't have a locker room 7 years after Title IX. So it was a struggle.
So what was Kit doing before this? How did she come into this role?
Well, she came in '64 for grad school here in Wisconsin, and was going to be in the Phi Ed department, and taught some classes, but then they had a club sport program, which was, you know, not varsity, but she ran that. And then when, in 1974, they made it intercollegiate women's sports, she was the manifest choice to be director. So that was basically her career.
Did she have allies in the administration? How difficult was this for her to win hearts and minds?
It was difficult because, for instance, there was a Title IX lawsuit in 1973, right after it passed. And, you know, Kit should have been really on board with that, and she was to an extent, but she still had to work within the department. You know, Elroy was her boss. So she had kind of a fine line to walk. Her personality was really well suited to that. I remember talking to Alan Fish, interviewing him for my book, and he said something like she had a velvet hammer, if you will. You know, she was quite collegial, but deep down she really knew what she wanted, and she accomplished it.
And the folks you talked to for the book mostly had a favorable opinion of her, I assume.
Oh, very much so. Yeah, in fact, Margaret, it was hard to find folks with a bad word to say about her, which was great. But she got out in 1990, and I remember Peter Tagan. You know, she retired early, 50 years old. And Peter Tagan, the wonderful track and cross-country coach, said she'd fought some battles. Yeah. She was tired.
And she passed
She's
away.
no longer with us, unfortunately.
Yeah, Kit died a couple of years ago of Alzheimer's. I should mention Buzz Nordine, her husband, who was the one who encouraged me to do the book. And was a wonderful guy himself, and Buzz died too a few years ago. So the book is dedicated to both of their memories.
The Right Thing to Do is the name of the book, and Doug will discuss it tomorrow night with Jane Burns at Mystery to Me on Monroe Street. It's at 6 o'clock. The event is free, but I guess it's already sort of full.
It is, but you can stream it, live stream.
Live stream on Crowdcast, so that's at 6 o'clock tomorrow. Doug, congratulations on another great book. Good to see you again.
Thanks, you guys.
What's next?
You bet. Fred Risser and Mike Leckrone.
Oh, boy.
Helping both with their autobiographies.
Oh, that's incredible.
Can't wait. Thanks, Doug.
See you soon.
Still to come at 4. Are you looking for some new recipes perfect for spring?
Angie Horkin from the Wisconsin Beef Council is here with some great recipes for you to try. That's coming up after Dana's forecast.
To be a thriver with metastatic breast cancer means asking for what we want and need, and we need more time. So we want Kisqali. Women are living longer than ever before with Kisqali when taken with an aromatase inhibitor or fulvestrant in postmenopausal women or in men with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer. Kisqali is a pill that's significantly more effective at delaying disease progression versus an aromatase inhibitor or fulvestrant alone. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious skin reactions, liver problems, and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, a severe or worsening rash, are or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Ask your doctor about living longer with Kisqali.
Eyes require a certain kind of care. As a family-owned optical company for over 40 years, Wisconsin Vision knows firsthand just how important your eyes are. That's why our doctors and staff are highly skilled and passionate in their roles. It's why our centers offer a large selection of eyewear suitable for all lifestyles, and it's why our lens lab is state-of-the-art, conveniently located right here in Wisconsin. Ask about our $99 prescription sunglasses. Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
As you remodel, don't toss your cabinets and appliances. Donate to Habitat Restore. Give your items a second life while proceeds build Habitat for Humanity homes. Donate today. Habitat Restore, Dane County.
In late October of 2021, I got COVID, and I was pretty sure that I was at the end of my rope.
I knew we were in trouble when we decided to bring in our attorney to start having Joel sign end-of-life documents, business documents.
My last try was an experimental medication. She put me on the Aviptadil, and that next morning when I woke up, I was a new man.
Because of Ron Johnson's right to try bill, I have my husband today.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
My dad told me he's back into old hobbies, but it looks like he's picked up new habits for his type 2 diabetes too.
Once weekly Trulicity is proven to help lower A1C, and it can help you lose up to 10 pounds. Trulicity is for type 2 diabetes. It isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. It's not approved for use in children. Don't take Trulicity if you're allergic to it. You or your family have medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, changes in vision, or diabetic retinopathy. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Taking Trulicity with sulfonylurea or insulin raises low blood sugar risk. Side effects include nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea, which can lead to dehydration and may worsen kidney problems. Ask your doctor about once weekly Trulicity.
Well, take a look at this. How is this possible? Let's take another look. Shy Ross is holding a barbell with weights on it when he backflips before landing and tossing it to the ground. And he's done with his incredible tricks and stunts. Look at this backwards 27-inch box jump flip. Insane. Shy is a Canadian football player with a background in gymnastics.
Dang, this one is just for you.
Y'all, this is fun.
How much weight was on that bar?
135.
135, yeah. It looked like it was two plates.
245s.
Yes, yes. So...
the strength.
The strength. The more than the strength, I would argue the self-awareness of where you're at and the balance, that core strength to keep everything together. That's
incredible.
Insane.
His abs just like me. Except
that's
mine are covered up.
All you have to do is a few more backflips and you'll be with the barbell and you'll be right there.
I would be dead.
No,
I would. I'd actually be dead.
So what I think, if you held Louie and Oliver in each hand and then maybe just did like a squat, that would be close. That would be similar.
That would be it, but 20 pounds each.
Right.
All right, a little warmer today.
Nice outside right now, honestly, with that sunshine, a light breeze, a little bit below average, but not too bad for a Tuesday. Rain chances build back in for us, though, tomorrow. It's going to be a little soggy outside, so I would get the umbrella and probably keep it nearby because we're going to have a few more rain chances as we look ahead to the weekend.
Grass looks great, Zeus. Hey, could you maybe trim the hydrangea too?
Sure thing, Kevin. You want me to do the box suits as well?
No. Finding the right person for the job isn't always easy. But when you have an insurance question, you can always count on your local Geico agent. They can give you personalized advice and could help you save hundreds.
Hey, Medusa, let's boogie.
For expert help with all your insurance needs, get to know your local Geico agent today.
Andrew Larson here, owner of Larson Home Services. My team is fired up. We've discovered a new replacement gutter system that sets the standard for performance, durability, and beauty. It's called Gutter Shutter, and it's guaranteed to never clog, sag, or pull away. It's 100% made in the USA. We'll show you why Gutter Shutter means you can stay off the ladder forever. Right now, get 75% off installation labor, free financing for 24 months, and a $100 Visa gift card with your new Gutter Shutter system. Call now to set up your free estimate.
If you have type 2 diabetes or high blood pressure, you're a target for chronic kidney disease. You can already have it and not know it. If you have chronic kidney disease, your kidney health could depend on what you do today. Farxiga is a pill that works in the kidneys to help slow the progression of chronic kidney disease. Farxiga can cause serious side effects, including dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections in women and men, and low blood sugar. Ketoacidosis is a serious side effect that may lead to death. A rare, life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Farxiga and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this bacterial infection, an allergic reaction, or ketoacidosis. And don't take it if you are on dialysis. Take aim at chronic kidney disease by talking to your doctor and asking about Farxiga. If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
Farxiga.
This is Connie Ryan of Ryan Funeral Homes. While things have changed, it's still necessary for families to stay connected. And when it comes to the loss of a loved one, it's important to process and grieve and honor your loved one in a way that keeps everyone safe. We're doing this through intimate services and private virtual streaming, so your family can be part of the service no matter where they are. Ryan Funeral Homes are here with your safety in mind and compassionate care in your time of need.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Well, it's nice to have so much sunshine out there right now. Things going to change just a little bit, though, as we look ahead to Wednesday. So we got to enjoy this nice brief break in the rain showers and the cloud coverage. Our rain activity builds in for us Wednesday afternoon. It'll be a dry start to the day, but the scattered showers expected for the afternoon and for the evening. Our warming trend will continue into tomorrow and carry us into the weekend, each day adding on just a little bit more. But that does come along with an increase in our storm and scattered shower chances as we look ahead to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Doppler track is quiet bright for us right now. The rain's still off to the west, and that'll be the scene for us again overnight. Mostly cloudy skies building in for us as we look ahead to tomorrow morning. Temperature-wise, dropping down to the upper 30s around midnight, and then by daybreak tomorrow, we're steadily warm up to the low 40s. Afternoon high temperatures climbing to the 50s for us for Wednesday. This is just in the middle of the afternoon. Light showers building in. Some of these rain showers could pick up a little steam at times. Not too concerned about thunder with this one, but we'll see scattered showers throughout the afternoon and evening on Wednesday. This continues until about midnight before things pull off to the east. By Thursday morning, we fall back into that dry pattern. The sunshine returning for us for Thursday. Temperatures early in the day in the mid to low 40s. Afternoon high temperatures expected to climb up into the 60s for us. So again, just adding on some warmer weather for us for heading into the weekend. As far as rainfall totals, about half of an inch for most of southern Wisconsin. So we could see some steadier rain at times, but it certainly isn't expected to be a washout for us tomorrow evening. You will need the windshield wiper blades though for the drive home. Tomorrow high temperatures close to 50. It will be cool outside still, cool below average. Windy conditions about 15 to 25 miles per hour with rain developing in the afternoon. Now we've been talking about this warming trend heading into the weekend. Do know that as we look at our extended forecast, it does seem like we trend back below average. Our 6 to 10 day and our 8 to 14 day outlook bringing in a very likely trend there for below average temperatures heading into the start of May, wrapping up April here very soon. For tomorrow, near 50, dry for Thursday. Showers building in for us Thursday night heading into Friday. The mid-60s on Thursday. Friday, we're back close to 60 degrees. And then Saturday in the mid-70s. Saturday will be quite comfortable outside. Some good news. Our storm chances backing off a bit on Saturday. A slight chance for an isolated shower or thunderstorm, mainly late in the day. Most of it is going to build in Saturday night heading into Sunday. For next week, this is that pullback in our temperatures. We get through Sunday, not quite as mild on Sunday in the mid-60s. Next week, it does look like we're going to stay dry, but it does come along with cooler temperatures. High temperatures pull back for us into the 50s, and overnight lows expected to drop back close to freezing. So I know that it's starting to feel a little more like spring outside, but we do still have those nights with temperatures dropping down below freezing. So I am also waiting to get the garden going, guys, but we are not quite there just yet. We still have at least a few more weeks to go.
76 to 49.
Yes, it's a nice little swing there. It'll make us, I think a lot of folks are going to be outside on Saturday.
Oh, yeah. That's good timing.
All right. Thank you, Dana.
Thanks, Dana.
And summer is easing, creeping closer and closer. More people will be outside cooking in the coming weeks as we emerge from this unseasonably cold spring.
You fired up the grill, haven't you?
Yeah, I did. Last weekend.
Today we plan on rolling into spring with some recipes that combine a variety of crunchy, colorful vegetables with lean cuts of beef. Angie Horkin from the Wisconsin Beef Council is with us. Hi, Angie. It smells so good in here.
It smells good in here.
Good.
What are we making?
Okay, so I've got, a couple, you summed it up perfectly, because a lot of light, fresh, kind of fun recipes. It's that time of year we're changing up our cooking method. The first one's lettuce wraps. So a Korean beef lettuce wrap, it has a lot of ingredients, a lot more like than our checkoff recipes usually do, but it has a lot of flavor. So I actually am starting with a flat iron steak, and I marinated it overnight, but you don't have to because flat iron's so tender. You could just do 20 minutes up to 2 hours just to marinate for flavor. So apple cider vinegar, miso paste, some garlic, some ginger, a little salt and pepper, a little red pepper too. I know there's a lot of
stuff going on here.
ingredients in this one.
Sounds delicious.
A little red pepper for a little heat because it is kind of like a Thai Korean, but it's not super spicy. And then I just got some nice green leafy lettuce, and I stripped up the steak before I marinated it, so then I can just quick fry it.
That's probably wise.
Literally 2 minutes in the skillet. So, you know, if you want to make this on a weeknight, after school, after work, have your steak already marinated, ready to go. And then 2 to 3 minutes in the skillet, do your steak strips. And then the recipe also calls for a sauce that I started with a Honey Crisp apple and an onion. And I softened them in a little apple cider vinegar, a little more miso paste, a little more garlic, a little more ginger, those kind of flavors, a little more red pepper, and then made this sauce. And it's a really flavorful kind of sweet, and it's got the sauce has brown sugar in it, so it's like a sweet, spicy sauce.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah, very good. And then top these however you like, you know, with some shredded cucumber, some shredded carrots. I have kimchi, because I love that, so to add a little more spice. So
keep with the Korean theme.
Keep with the Korean theme. So just put that on top. And this recipe makes like quite a bit. So one large flat iron steak will make a lot of lettuce wraps. So perfect for a weeknight meal for the family.
All right. This guy.
So this is rolled up skirt steak. So I took a long skirt and I chunked it up into about 6 pieces. And then I marinated it in some Worcestershire salt and pepper. That was it.
Oh, wow, that's easy.
Right, and then I stuffed them with vegetables. So I took 1 zucchini, some carrot, which was already julienne from the supermarket, red pepper, and a yellow pepper, and I just sauteed them up for 5 minutes in a skillet. And then after that, I added a teaspoon of like a Italian seasoning, and then the juice from 1 whole lemon, and the zest from 1 whole lemon. And then you take your skirt steak and you roll them around that vegetable mixture, and then just do them in the skillet and keep rolling. It will take about 15 minutes, but just 3 minutes to kind of roll it around and cook it. And so these are our balsamic glaze, and then I topped with some balsamic glaze skirt steak beef rolls.
These are nice high protein dishes.
Very high protein, very low carbohydrate.
Yeah.
But you know, because then they have over 25 grams of protein per serving, so you're gonna stay satisfied. So even for the kids, like my 15-year-old son, it'll keep him satisfied for a little bit.
Is it hard to keep these tender, the roll-ups? Are they tough when you cook them a little bit?
So you want to make sure when you cut your pieces or roll them that you're at your grains going this way. So the skirt steak grains are going this way. So the one I slice it for you guys to eat, I'm going to slice across the grain.
Oh, I gotcha.
That's a big key for skirt.
And these are on the skillet, not necessarily on the grill.
These were in the skillet, yeah.
Right.
Couldn't be easier.
Beeftips.com.
Beeftips.com. Check it out. Click on As Seen on TV. I've got these recipes there, plus some other great fun recipes I thought were perfect for this time of year.
Maybe by mid-May we can be outside on the grill next time.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Right?
We might be right back in here.
Yeah, it's possible.
Thanks for being with us today.
Good to see you.
Coming up next on Live at 4, Consumer Report helps us deal with our food waste and our addiction to plastic.
And then coming up next hour at 5, Wisconsin got less federal COVID money, but at least it's for a good reason. Our Naomi Coles explains at 5.
For decades, Washington politicians have promised to lower the cost of prescription drugs. But every year the prices go up. Why? Because Republicans like Ron Johnson, and let's be honest, too many Democrats don't have the guts to stand up to the pharmaceutical companies. I'm Sarah Godlewski, and I will. I want to bring practical solutions to Washington. That's what I've done as state treasurer. I'm Sarah Godlewski, and the big drug companies may not approve this message, but I do.
Change it up and choose Dutch Boy from Menards. Get the best quality Dutch Boy paints at the best prices. Pick out the perfect color. We offer free custom color matching and tinting to create thousands of color options. And with Dutch Boy's easy opening, smooth pouring container, and no prep, no prime formula, transforming your home has never been easier. Pick up a gallon of Dutch Boy Forever interior flat paint for only $26.89 after sale price and 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Living with metastatic breast cancer means being relentless because every day matters. And having more of them is possible with Verzenio, the only one of its kind proven to help you live significantly longer when taken with fulvestrant, regardless of menopause status.
Verzenio plus fulvestrant is for HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer that has progressed after hormone therapy. Diarrhea is common, may be severe, or cause dehydration or infection. At the first sign, call your doctor, start an antidiarrheal, and drink fluids. Before taking Verzenio, tell your doctor about any fever, chills, or other signs of infection. Verzenio may cause low white blood cell counts, which may cause serious infection that can lead to death. Life-threatening lung inflammation can occur. Tell your doctor about any new or worsening trouble breathing, cough, or chest pain. Serious liver problems can happen. Symptoms include fatigue, appetite loss, stomach pain, and bleeding or bruising. Blood clots that can lead to death have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have pain or swelling in your arms or legs, shortness of breath, chest pain, and rapid breathing or heart rate, or if you are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be.
Every day matters, and I want more of them.
Ask your doctor about everyday Verzenio.
McGann Furniture in Baraboo has a question for you. Have you ever bought a piece of furniture in a box and then had to put it together yourself? We know it's not fun. At McGann's, everything is professionally inspected and assembled before pickup or delivery. Goodbye headaches, and there's no extra charge for assembly. And remember, at McGann's, we don't inflate prices only to mark them down for a sale. Stop in soon and discover the difference. You'll be glad you did. McGann Furniture, downtown Baraboo.
Tonight at 5, some say it's the first of its kind in the state's first ever clean energy plan. What Governor Evers' plan will look like.
Our warming trend will carry us through the rest of the week, but it does come at a stormy cost. We'll take a look at our rain chances.
Then at 6, a new report finds Wisconsin may be getting the short end of the stick when it comes to federal pandemic aid. How much the state receives compared to other states, it's coming up tonight on News 3 Now at 6.
Where do we end up today when the old spinning of the satellite? Kansas City, Missouri, I assume.
Looks like a nice day there today.
56 degrees right now. I didn't realize it was that built up.
That's a big town.
I've been there a while. Well, most of us can agree that plastic products have changed our lives, but they're also polluting the planet.
Same goes for food scraps that are not only wasteful, but they can end up in landfills.
So with Earth Day celebrated this month, Leah Lynchide has some simple ways to cut back on both.
5 trillion plastic bags are used worldwide every year. Even after you throw the bags out, they can last for as long as 500 years. If you'd like to reduce your impact on those numbers, try reusable silicone bags. Consumer Reports' Perry Santinoci tried out a bunch.
The baggies we tried out are meant to replace your plastic sandwich and snack bags. They're made from silica, a natural and abundant element found in sand and rock.
The bags do cost more up front, but you'll be reusing them by tossing them in the dishwasher or washing by hand. These top-pick WMP bags are easy to open and close, leak and stain resistant, great for freezer storage, and can also be used for sous vide. But before you go out and buy more, CR says, see what you can reuse.
You can just use whatever you have at home already. So reuse those plastic Tupperware containers, reuse your mason jars.
Like with all food storage, the idea is to reduce your food waste. For the inedible parts of our food, composting is an option. CR checked out several indoor composters, helpful if you're short on outdoor space.
Many of these require worms and microbes that help break down the foods you're scrapping. But there's also the ick factor. They smell, they can attract pests.
The Vitamix Food Cycler skips the worms and just grinds and breaks down your food in about 3 to 8 hours. After that, it will break down faster in landfills.
For the most high-quality compost, the kind of stuff that you want to use for your plants and your garden, you're going to want to go with worms.
CR says this urban worm bag is convenient and easy to use and can handle 6 pounds of food scraps. For News 3 Now, I'm Leah Lynchide.
Urban worm bag.
Now I know what to get you for your birthday. Consumer Report says before you spend any money, though, on a composting system, aim to reduce your overall edible food waste.
That's because composting doesn't eliminate the much bigger upstream environmental impacts associated with growing food. If you want more information on the other reusable silicone bags CR tested, you can head over to our website and watch a short video. Well, masks are no longer required in airports or on planes. This as the number of COVID cases continue to rise.
UW Health's Dr. Jeff Potoff joins us next with all the latest COVID news and what may lie ahead. That's when Live at 4 continues.
Eyes require a certain kind of care. As a family-owned optical company for over 40 years, Wisconsin Vision knows firsthand just how important your eyes are. That's why our doctors and staff are highly skilled and passionate in their roles. It's why our centers offer a large selection of eyewear suitable for all lifestyles, and it's why our lens lab is state-of-the-art, conveniently located right here in Wisconsin. Ask about our $99 prescription sunglasses. Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
In the military, we call it dereliction of duty. Ron Johnson is supposed to serve Wisconsin. Instead, he served himself. An investigation found Ron Johnson pushed through a special tax loophole that benefited his own family's business. Then he cashed out of the company for $5 million. Ron Johnson has doubled his wealth since taking office. That's a dereliction of duty. Tell Ron Johnson to stop passing tax laws that benefit himself.
What does the Larson experience mean? It means when you entrust us with your gutter or roof project, we'll treat you like a member of our team from start to finish. Hi, Andrew Larson here, owner of Larson Home Services. It's always been important to me to provide service that can't be beat. Over the past 10 years, we've worked with thousands of families in the community, and we make sure they're always in the loop from the moment we start the project until well after the project is done. We want you to brag about us. It's our goal, the Larson Experience. My team has discovered a new product we're really excited about, Gutter Shutter. It's the strongest and most effective gutter system on the market, guaranteed to never clog, sag, or pull away. With the largest downspouts, stronger aluminum, and it's made in the USA. We'll show you why Gutter Shutter means you can stay off your ladder forever. Right now, get 75% off installation labor, free financing for 24 months, and a $100 Visa gift card with your new gutter system. Call now to set up your free estimate.
This is what people with eczema said about how their skin feels. When it comes to our skin, what if it could feel differently? Say hello to Opsilura for the treatment of mild to moderate eczema. Opsilura is a steroid-free cream, proven to help clear skin and significantly reduce itch. Do not start Opsilura if you have any infection, as it may lower your ability to fight them. Tell your doctor if you are being treated for an infection, have TB, or have been in close contact with someone with TB, have had hepatitis B or C. Serious lung infections, skin cancer, blood clots, and low blood cell counts have been reported with Opsilura. In patients taking JAK inhibitors, serious infections, increased risk of death, lymphoma, other cancers, immune system problems, and major cardiovascular events have occurred. The most common side effect is pain and swelling in the nose or throat. It's a one-of-a-kind cream. So what could that mean for your skin? Ask your dermatologist about Opsilura.
Right now, we see a lot of green popping up throughout southern Wisconsin. The Beltline, though, slowing down a little bit eastbound. Speeds reduced generally to the upper 20s for us eastbound. Westbound, though, looks pretty good for us this evening. Downtown Madison, very few slow and go spots. Janesville looks good, and north and southbound along the interstate, all green for us right now. That's a quick look at traffic.
Thank you, Dana. Once a year, thousands of people from around the world flock to Ghana in an area about 90 miles north of the capital. They come for a paragliding festival and carnival that residents hope may establish the West African nation as a hub for extreme sports. This year marked the festival's return to its annual schedule after the pandemic forced organizers to postpone the last 2 years. Some 400 people registered for tandem flights with professional pilots. Hundreds more brought their own equipment to fly solo. That is beautiful.
I'd love to try that sometime. Would you do it? I know you're not a heights guy.
I think it was somebody. I wouldn't want to go alone.
Yeah, I know.
Well, as we mentioned earlier, the federal mask mandate for travelers is no longer in effect.
Americans can now board planes and trains without wearing a mask.
A federal judge in Florida ruled the CDC exceeded its authority, and all of the major airlines in the U.S. dropped their mask requirement. UW Health's Chief Quality Officer, Dr. Jeff Potoff, is back for this weekly visit. How are you?
I'm good.
Good to see you.
What's your reaction to this? It's 2 weeks earlier than planned, right?
Yeah, you know, I think there's a little bit of a gamble, but it might turn out fine. So what we think will happen is, with BA2 being more contagious, we'll see more cases, but because of lingering immunity from our Omicron surge and folks who are vaccinated and boosted, it may not result in increased hospitalizations. Now, if we're wrong on that and we start to see an increase of hospitalizations, we'll look back and say, boy, I wish we didn't pull those masks off of airplanes, because that's a good way to get cases to spread around the country. So we'll see in the next couple of weeks. I think that's why the CDC wanted to extend just a little bit to say, you know, is what we think going to happen, or are we actually going to see hospitalizations and we should hold things a little bit tighter for a little bit?
So are we at the point where we're pretty much just making individual decisions about whether we want to wear masks and moving on?
Yeah, I think in general, I'm not sure if there's anywhere in the U.S., other than maybe a couple school districts, where there are mandated mitigation efforts. It's kind of individual choice as to, you know, your risk profile, what you want to do, and whether you want to wear a mask. If I'm on a plane and I'm going on vacation, maybe I wear a mask because I don't want to get sick when I'm sitting on the beach.
I think Philadelphia has an indoor mask mandate right now.
You're right.
It just started on yesterday, I believe. Yep. Is it going to be hard? Let's say the hospitalization rates go way up. It's going to be hard to convince people to mask mask back up?
Well, and will the CDC have authorization to reimpose the mask mandate after this ruling?
Yeah, I think these are all great questions, but my guess is it will be very hard to pull back. I mean, this feels good. It feels good to not have a mask. Looks like the weather's going to start improving pretty soon. I think if things were to get worse and hospitalizations went up, we could have a real struggle to say, you know what, we need to pull things back for a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't happen, but you know, none of us has a COVID crystal ball.
Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Just with the weather getting warmer, that'll help a little bit.
I think it helps in the sense that people tend to spread out. We do more things outdoors. There's less activities indoors. That can reduce transmission. Although I remember the first year we had COVID, we were like, all right, can't wait for July. Everything's going to calm down. And it didn't.
No, it didn't. Yeah. Well, it's much easier now to get an at-home test. People are testing at home, but then they're not reporting the results of those tests. So how do we have an accurate picture of where we are with cases?
You know, the short answer is we don't. Just because there are so many people that are getting diagnosed with at-home tests and not reporting it, you know, you can probably make inferences based on, you know, rate of positivity cases that we're diagnosing in medical centers, doctors' offices, testing centers. But whatever that number is, it's an underrepresentation by some amount of what the real number of cases are.
And that's why you look at hospitalizations as the barometer.
I think hospitalizations is a better metric because it's hard. I mean, there's, you know, people who get hospitalized, that's an easily tracked measure. Hospitalizations is also a more important measure because that's what we really care about. If a lot of people get hospitalized with COVID, that means hospitals may have run out of resources to take care of COVID patients and other patients who have healthcare needs. That's a more compelling reason to bring back things like mask mandates. If we have cases and people have mild diseases, maybe we don't need to bring that back. But if we have cases and now people can't get hospital care, that's a problem for us.
Speaking of the hospital, you've tweaked your visiting rules at UW Hospital now. What changes have you made?
I mean, this is something we talk about a lot. So when we made the decision to limit visitors, that was hard because having family and loved ones with you is really helpful when you're hospitalized. We're going to be able to allow 2 adult visitors for our patients during, you know, normal visiting hours. Now, in order to do that, we have to have people masked up and we have to keep people safe. So it's not a free-for-all, but we do think we can safely have those 2 visitors, still keep patients safe, still keep our staff safe.
But there's not a health check when you walk in.
No, not necessarily.
But you have to wear a mask.
We'll have to wear a mask.
All right. Well, that's a sign of progress.
Yeah, I like it.
I wish we had a crystal ball, you know.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe some other time. So you're feeling pretty good about things.
I feel pretty good about things. I really want to see how these cases play out. Like, do we start to see hospitalizations creep up? I'm hoping we don't, and if we don't, I'm still pretty optimistic.
What is the situation locally at UW Hospital?
It's not bad. We have COVID cases, but we're not seeing an increase in hospitalizations right now.
Oh, that's good to hear.
All right, Jeff, good to see you again. See you next week.
See you next week.
Always something to talk about.
Always something to talk about.
The final check of your forecast coming up.
Your heart is at the heart of everything you do. And if you have heart failure, entrust your heart to Entresto. It's the #1 heart failure brand prescribed by cardiologists. Entresto is proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Heart failure can change the structure of your heart, so it may not work as well. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. And with a healthier heart, there's no telling where life may take you. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto for heart failure. Entrust your heart to Entresto.
How do you use your energy? Fueling your drive to deliver hope for neighbors in need? At Alliant Energy, we're creating more clean, renewable energy every single day to power what matters to you. Alliant Energy, powering beyond.
In late October of 2021, I got COVID, and I was pretty sure that I was at the end of my rope.
I knew we were in trouble when we decided to bring in our attorney to start having Joel sign end-of-life documents, business documents.
My last try was an experimental medication. She put me on the Aviptadil, and that next morning when I woke up, I was a new man.
Because of Ron Johnson's right to try bill, I have my husband today.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
It's being promoted as the first of its kind. We'll have a full report on Governor Evers' clean energy plan for the state. And we'll tell you about a new home buying program that helps new homeowners receive a grant that pays their down payment. That's coming up next at 5.
Friday, April 22nd in the Capitol Theater. Andrew Sewell and the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra are joined by John O'Connor for Beethoven's Emperor Piano Concerto. Order tickets online anytime at wcoconcerts.org.
Sunny right now with temperatures in the upper 40s. We have a light breeze coming in from the southwest, generally in the single digits. A really pleasant evening. As we look ahead to tomorrow, though, our rain chances will build in the afternoon. Soggy conditions for us late Wednesday. Temperatures tomorrow continuing to climb up close to average. And Thursday, that warming trend continues on. Heading into the end of the week, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday will be above average, but it is going to come along with scattered showers and a few more thunderstorms.
All right, April showers. Thank you, Dana. Tomorrow here on Live at 4, we're going behind the wheel with Harvey Briggs.
He'll let us know what he thinks of the all-new, from the ground up, 2022 Nissan Frontier. That's coming up tomorrow on Live at 4.
As of 2022, TSR Concrete Coatings has coated nearly 11 million square feet of concrete, and we've completed over 15,000 jobs. If we haven't met yet, I'm Joey with TSR Concrete Coatings, and here we transform your old, cracked garage floor from this to this in just one day. We don't just coat over your old concrete. We grind it down, apply our base coat and chip, and then seal it with our own proprietary sealant that will never chip or peel. And our floors are ridiculously easy to clean. All of our coatings are covered by our exclusive lifetime warranty, and we have our own in-house team ready to answer any questions you may have before and after your install. To learn more or get your new floor, visit the website or call us at the number shown below today.
One day floor.
Living with metastatic breast cancer means being relentless because every day matters. And having more of them is possible with Verzenio, the only one of its kind proven to help you live significantly longer when taken with fulvestrant, regardless of menopause status.
Verzenio plus fulvestrant is for HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer that has progressed after hormone therapy. Diarrhea is common, may be severe, or cause dehydration or infection. At the first sign, call your doctor, start an antidiarrheal, and drink fluids. Before taking Verzenio, tell your doctor about any fever, chills, or other signs of infection. Verzenio may cause low white blood cell counts, which may cause serious infection that can lead to death. Life-threatening lung inflammation can occur. Tell your doctor about any new or worsening trouble breathing, cough, or chest pain. Serious liver problems can happen. Symptoms include fatigue, appetite loss, stomach pain, and bleeding or bruising. Blood clots that can lead to death have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have pain or swelling in your arms or legs, shortness of breath, chest pain, and rapid breathing or heart rate, or if you are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be.
Every day matters, and I want more of them.
Ask your doctor about everyday Verzenio.
What are you recommending for muscle pain?
Based on clinical data, I recommend Salonpas.
Agreed. My patients like these patches because they work up to 12 hours, even on moderate pain.
Salonpas, it's good medicine.
It's time. Get back to your health and fitness goals by joining Anytime Fitness for just $1. Now through May 2nd. Get a coach, get going, get fit. Join Anytime Fitness for just $1. Now through May 2nd. Hurry in today.
In today's Final Touch, a man in Iraq has adapted his woodworking skills to produce items from stone instead.
Yeah, the former carpenter has started carving artworks from the rocks he finds. The Kirkuk resident carves each piece from stone or marble and creates pieces of art that are beyond recognition. Work starts by carefully plotting some guidelines on the surface of the stone. Then he carefully chips away until his design is revealed. Art has no limits or borders, he says. There is always creativity and success. His works have already been displayed in 4 exhibitions in Kirkuk, and he has ambitions to promote his work in Europe and abroad. It's hard to believe you're looking at stone.
Wow,
it's amazing work. All right, that's our time for now. We thank you for watching. We'll see you back here again tomorrow. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.